Okay, so what we're going to do in this webinar here today is, I know we've done a bunch of different ones where we kind of do a very, very basic overview of the TRW Stone Wizard. What I'm going to do in this one is I'm just going to go over kind of some different tips and tricks that we use, kind of go over the actual custom toolbar. Everybody can see my screen, correct? Everybody can see Corel Draw here, X7. And the custom toolbar here at the top. Has everybody downloaded that has version 2.0? Has everybody downloaded the 2.09 yet with the custom toolbar? How's everybody liking the custom toolbar? Is it helping you, saving some time? Yes? Loving it, love it, love it, yes? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what we did, just to give you an idea, with the custom toolboard or with the custom toolbar up here is all of our most used features in Corel Draw. We just created a custom TRW toolbar with our TRW icon here to open the wizard, just so you don't have to go in and do extra clicks up top here and everything. So you'll see most of the stuff that I'll be doing in the video here today and in this webinar, I'll be just going to this toolbar instead of having to go up and do a lot of different features. So something that will obviously and hopefully save you guys a lot of time when you're creating your designs. And obviously, like I always say in this business, time is money. So the quicker you can create those designs and get those awesome designs created for the customer to make those awesome shirts, bags, whatever you're applying them to, then obviously the more money you're going to make, which makes everybody happy, right? So first thing I want to do is I see that we still have a lot of you piling in here, so I know that we'll probably max out with our 100 attendees in here today. Just to let you know, when we do the different free webinars like this, we'll have, just make sure that you sign on early enough. I would always recommend signing on, even if you're not at your computer, just sign on to the webinar 5 or 10 minutes early, just so you can actually get in and secure your spot in the actual webinar. We do max out at 100, and normally during the free webinars like this, we normally do max out, even though on this one we only gave 1 day notice as far as that we were going to do the webinar. Our goal is here coming up soon is to be able to give you a full week's notice. And then also, how many of you would be interested in more like nighttime webinars as well? As far as if we were to do them at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, things like that, where maybe you don't have to have your cell phone under your desk or iPad while you're at work right now watching the webinar. You might actually be able to have a cup of coffee or something or dinner and do it at home. Is there anybody that is at work right now watching the webinar? Did I sell you out? Yes, I see many of you are. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So what we're going to do is, obviously, I have Daniel on the other side here. He's going to be answering some questions. So as questions come in, just make sure throughout the process here that you are asking questions, because I'm going to run through a lot of different things and show you a lot of different things. And I know when I come to different features, you guys are going to have questions. So we labeled this a beginner version, but I am going to show some different features that may be kind of outside of your expertise as far as the wizard and Corel Draw right now. But I also want you guys to kind of see how those are done and how those type of things can be done in the wizard. So it's going to help you. And obviously we're recording this webinar as well, so you will easily be able to go back and walk through step by step with me. Okay, so I wanted to do a couple quick questions now that we're almost just about filled up here. A couple different polls that we're going to run here real quickly just to get an idea of who we have in here and what everybody currently has. So first question here that'll pop up is, do you currently own the TRW Stone Wizard? And if you have the trial version, just put I will soon or no, just to get an idea of who's actually using the wizard and who already has purchased it and is into it, has been using it for a little while, just to get an idea of what we have in here. Okay, so I see most of you have voted already. It looks like about 70% of you in here currently already do own it, and then about 30% currently do not or are running the trial right now. Okay, very good. And next question is, real quickly, just to get an idea, is this your first TRW live webinar? So is it your first one, or do you attend almost every one that you can as far as time-wise? Because we're hoping, obviously, our goal is that the webinars are helping you in your business, saving you some time, and is going to help your business grow as well. So, okay, we got a good mixture here. Looks like about 30% of you, it's your first one, 30 no, and 30 is they attend every one they can. Awesome, awesome. All right, and last question real quick is, are you currently a member of the TRW Facebook page, the YouTube channel, or currently have the TRW app? So the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, subscribe there, or the TRW app. And obviously you see your fourth question, you don't have any of them yet, so what's wrong with you? Awesome. It looks like most of you have all three. It looks like 80% of you will have all three. And the biggest thing with the TRW app is very nice. You can watch all those tutorial videos like this right here. We'll have that uploaded to the app, so you can watch it right on your app, on your iPhone, your Android, your iPad, any of your different devices on the go as well. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you very much for doing that. Now, again, as we're running through things here, please make sure to ask questions. We got an hour here to kind of run through some different things, help you with questions, and as I'm going, if I go through too quickly on a step, just let me know, okay? All right, we ready to get going? So, first thing here, I'm working in CorelDRAW X7 here, the 64-bit version, so we still do get a lot of questions because I know that there is a lot of software out there, and especially a lot of different macros and things that aren't currently compatible with X7 and are also not compatible with the 64-bit versions. So I'm going to use X7 and the 64-bit version here just to show you that it obviously is compatible. Our TRW Stone Wizard is compatible with CorelDRAW X5, X6, and X7, the 32-bit and the 64-bit versions, okay? So once you install it, it's going to give you the option to automatically install our custom toolbar. If you just hit no, we actually have a video to do that. So just know that it's going to create a brand new workspace for you if you have it put in our custom toolbar automatically. So if you do have existing macros on your CorelDRAW, we do recommend clicking no for that part and going ahead and watching our video to manually put it in there, because you're going to think that all of your other macros disappeared where it just created a new workspace. They're still in that other workspace. It's just creating a new workspace for the wizard, okay? So this is our custom toolbar here, just our most used features. Obviously, you have your regular CorelDRAW toolbar along the left side here. The icon over here, the TRW wizard, is where I'm going to click on, and that's going to pull up the actual wizard here. So with the wizard, we did, when we came out with the 2.09, obviously we added the custom toolbar. We also added this zoom feature. So if you want to make the wizard larger on your screen, you can. If you want to go up to 125, you can make it even larger as you go. If you want to make it smaller, you can actually shrink it down to this size as well. So some of you that use smaller laptops, you can actually edit the size of the TRW Stone Wizard here to make it easier and fit your screen better, okay? So I'm going to go at our normal 100% here. Now, like I said, we've already gone over all of the basic features in the wizard as far as what the different buttons are, where they are, and kind of what they do. What I want to do in this webinar is kind of more go into some different design type stuff and different things we do when we're working on designs to be able to add things and do different editing features. Okay, does that sound good? So first thing I'm going to do is, obviously everybody out there, you know the different tail designs that you have, where it has like a team name and it has a tail coming down and it says mom, different things like that, correct? You see them on all types of screen printed shirts, you see them on the Rhinestone shirts, everything else. So I want to give you an idea of how to create a design like that real quick. And the reason why I'm just going to create some different designs is I'll be able to explain as I'm creating these designs different reasons of why I'm doing different functions and clicking on different things, and then you'll kind of get a grasp of actually creating a design from scratch instead of just telling you, hey, this is the select all between two button and this is what it does. Well, we already have a video tutorial tab that'll show you all of that. Okay, so I want to get more into the designing part to give you guys an idea, because as you know, creating those custom designs and making shirts is where the money is. And that's what we want to do. We want to make some money. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to go over to my text tool here, and I'm just going to type out the word baseball. First time I've used that one, right? So type out the word baseball here, okay? Now with my word baseball here, I want to use the font I always like to use, and it all varies depending on what you want. The font that I like to use for this is your brush script font. So the brush script MT or STD, whatever you want, and you'll see with that brush script font, most of your computers out there are going to have this font on it already through Corel Draw or something else. So most of you already have this font. But you can see when I do this font, see how the baseball, it seems kind of squished down a little bit? Does everybody see that, or is it just me? Does it seem like it should be a little bit taller and just stand out a little bit more? So what I'll normally do with this font is, because it seems like it's kind of squished a little bit, I'll just grab this top area right here, this top node area, and just pull it up a little bit. Okay? So I just increased the height of that actual font. Obviously, I could go crazy and make it up here, but I just want it to be something that looks nice and proportionate, which I think this does right here. Okay? So when I go in here, again, now I'm using some of my custom toolbars. If I click on my wireframe right there with this brush script font, I know, let me go back to enhanced frame. When you visually look at this right here, you're going to look at this and think it's good to go to your cutter, right? Because you don't really see any of these overlaps. So watch what happens. What this is doing is basically looking behind the scenes. So go to your wireframe here in our custom toolbar, and see, when I look behind the scenes, I'm going to see my actual cut lines for my vinyl cutter. So I'm going to see that it's going to cut into that L and then cut through this. And when you cut this and you weed it out, it's going to be a nightmare, because some of those spots will come out. But even if you leave that spot in there, over time, what's going to happen is it's going to start kind of separating on the shirt, and you're going to see the shirt showing through in that area. Okay? Something that you obviously don't want, you don't want your customer seeing. So obviously an easy fix to this, and I'll show you in the wireframe right here. Again, right in our custom toolbar, you'll see the weld feature. If I click on weld, see what it did right there? Now we have nice clean cuts throughout this whole process. So everybody see what I did right there? Everybody good with me with the weld? So, and everybody understands how that's going to make it easier for you when you're cutting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, look around. I can see in this S right here, see this little bit of a notch right there? I want to get rid of that. I want to make it nice and smooth. So I'm just going to double click on my design, and now I can see I have all these nodes in here. So I can move these nodes all around. So if I want to delete these two nodes just to make that smooth, I'm just going to draw a square. It's going to highlight both of those nodes and hit delete. And everybody see how much nicer and how much smoother that is right now? So again, that's going to make my vinyl cutter obviously cut a lot cleaner. But more importantly, it's going to make the design look a lot nicer. So now it's nice and smooth right here with my heat transfer vinyl. Okay? Everybody's with me so far? And again, please make sure to ask questions. Daniel's there. If I run into different things that you have questions, make sure to post on there. I'm looking at the questions as well. So just let me know. Hey, Matt, you're going a little too fast. Go back, show me that part again. All right? So now that we have this right here, I want to create an outline of this because I want this to be a two-color design. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an actual a tail to this design. Now, this is going to take some time. I've drawn a few tails in my day. But it's going to take some time as far as you getting used to this tool right here, which is the B-Spline tool up at the top. Okay? I'm going to click on that B-Spline tool, and then you'll see, I'm just going to show you what it does. When I click on that and then I click again, as I move my mouse, it moves around. So it kind of forms with my mouse to get nice smooth curves throughout the entire thing. Okay? So what does everybody think of my tail right there? It looks pretty nice, right? So just want to give you an idea of how the tool works. But let me go back, and now I'm going to use my B-spline tool. I'm going to start up here at the end of the baseball, and then I'm going to just kind of wrap it around here. I'm going to have it go right down the edge of my design. Then I'm going to bring it around the corner here, bring it back up to the top of my design, and you can see every time I click, it forms a little node, and there we go. So there's my tail design. Are you holding shift or clicking to, Barbara, I'm just clicking to get the nodes. Diane asked, how did you do the corner? Couple ways to do a corner, and I'll show you real quick. What I did is I just put two nodes closer together right there, and that's how I have kind of that rounded corner. Now if I wanted a straight corner, I hold V as in Victor before I click on the node, before I add it. So watch, holding V right now, click, and now see what it did? Now it basically formed an anchor to create a straight line. Now when on this next node, if I'm not hitting V, it'll go back to doing the rounded part. Okay, makes sense? So I didn't hold V on any of these parts here, okay? Now you can see at the top I closed it off, so I just attached it to my original starting node, and I'm going to go ahead and left click on whatever color I want, and that's going to fill it. So left click is fill, right click is outline. So see that green outline? There's a yellow outline, so whatever you want, there's a yellow outline. Now to get rid of my outline, I just right click on the X at the top because we obviously don't need our outline. Click on the baseball, change that to the same color black, and I'm going to go behind the scenes again. Let's go wireframe. See how that's overlapping right there? Again, not what we want. So you can just highlight the entire design, and remember that feature we used before, the weld? There we go. We just welded it together. So now this is all one object. Now what I want to do is double click and do some of that editing of the nodes. So I'm just deleting a couple nodes at different spots, and all I'm doing is hitting the delete button to delete them. Say you want a little bit more spacing between that right there, you can actually grab the actual arrows of that node right there and the handles and change all. See how I could change it all around if I want? So I'm just grabbing the handles to add a little bit of thickness there. I could take a little bit away there. I can add a little there. So you can edit this however you want once you get to this point, okay? And edit any of these nodes. Back to my enhance frame, and you can see basically what we have now. If you wanted the tail fill a different color, would you trap the tail instead of... Michael, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we're going to do a two-color design with this. Because you wouldn't necessarily want like baseball one color and then the tail going into another color. Just because it could look kind of weird as far as it's going to be a drastic difference between those two. Maybe if the tail wasn't attached, then I would do something like what you're saying there with different colors. But now that we have this all welded together, I'm going to show you how we get a second color on this design as well. So what I'm going to do to get that second color is I'm going to actually use the wizard here. I'm going to go to my place and fill, and I'm going to add one island to the outside. And I don't want to add stones because we're not doing stones on this part of the design. So I'm not going to add stones. And Krista asked, I know this webinar is more advanced, but what does trap mean? I'm going to show you that. That's what I'm getting to right here, Krista. So you're about to know exactly what that means, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to do one island to the outside. I don't want to add stones. And let's just see what point 1 looks like, okay? Point 1 to the outside, and click on our design and island fill, and you can see what we get there. Now, the awesome part about doing it in the wizard is when different areas overlap, you're going to see that it's going to weld itself automatically. Now it just forms a blue line just to show you what it did. So if you wanted that to be yellow, I just click on it, left click on yellow, right click on the X, it gets rid of that outline, and you can see what we have here. Let me get you a better color so you can see the difference. Now when I pull this away, and Trista, this is where we're going to get into the trap part, you can see it's a fill back behind it, okay? So what we want to do is we want to do the magic trap feature, okay, to create this design. So basically, just in case we're using glitter heat transfer vinyl with glitter heat transfer vinyl, we want a very slight little overlap to give us some room. So what was done back in the day with this is you would highlight the entire design. I'm going to create a duplicate of it. You would highlight the entire design, come up here, hit the trim, and see how it trimmed it out from behind it, okay? But the issue with the trim is when I go behind the scenes with the wireframe is, look, when I move this just a little bit, see, those are two lines right there directly on top of each other. Watch, I'll move it just a tiny bit. See that? So that basically means you're going to have to, when you're pressing this design, press it absolutely perfect, line to line with no forgiveness, which is impossible. I'll even call it impossible, because when you press that initial design, it's going to shrink a little bit. The shirt's going to move a little bit. Impossible for you to get it to where there's absolutely no shirt showing through at any point. Okay? So in order to fix that, we do what we call the magic trap, is what Krista was asking about. So the magic trap, you can see it's a complete fill back behind there. Highlight the entire design. And now I'm going to go over to the Edit tab, and I'm going to do a magic trap. So I'm just going to click on magic trap. Doesn't look like it did anything, but when I move this away, now it looks like all I did was trim, okay? So it looks like all I did was trim, but when I go behind the scenes this time, see how it has that slight overlap built into it? So I'll show you, watch this. Let's go back to my enhance frame. And I'll show you on both of them. This one, I'm going to move it just a little bit. See, I just moved it that much, and now you can see the shirt already. Where, watch with this one up here, I'm going to move it just that much, and you still can't see the shirt. Move it more, still can't see the shirt. Move it more. Now you can finally see the shirt showing through. So it has that slight overlap with the actual magic trap. Okay, does that make sense there, Krista, as far as what the trap is? Okay, so we got our baseball design there, and we are ready to go. Now this is a vector design, so what we can do is just shrink it down to the size that we actually want it. Let's say we want it 9.7 inches. Now we can do a couple different things as well. Let's just say we want to make it look like a 3-color design. So we'll just do something easy, mom of number 23. So we got mom of number 23, go to our fonts. Let's use a collegiate black font here. And I'm going to put this font in here. Now what I'm going to do with this font is I'm just going to trim it out, because what I want is the shirt showing through the back. So I just arrange that a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and convert it to curves real quick. Now I'm going to click on the mom, hold shift, click on the black, and hit trim. And now, let me turn the original font yellow so you can see the difference. When I move that, this is trimmed out back behind it. Okay? Okay, getting a lot of please redo, redo, redo. Okay, going back, going back. Control Z is to go back. So you'll see this right here. Let's turn it yellow so you can see it. So there's yellow. This is all black right there. Highlight this, and I'm just going to move it up into that area. Okay, now it's still a typable font. Well, I already converted that to curves. When I convert it to curves, which is this button right up here, it's just not a true type font anymore, which means you can't type with it. Okay, so I have it in there. Now what I want to do is I basically want to punch it through the design so I see the shirt showing through for that area. Okay, so I'm going to click on the yellow, hold shift, click on the black, so I have the yellow and the black selected, none of the blue, and I'm just going to hit trim up here at the top. Remember, trim is in our toolbar. I hit trim, move the yellow away and delete it. I don't need that anymore. And now you can see it's trimmed out of the actual black. So now, for example, if you had, let's just say you had a red shirt, okay? If you had a red shirt and I move this red shirt over to this design, watch what's going to happen. See how the red's starting to show through in those different areas? That's what your shirt will show as well. So that's going to be the color of your shirt back behind it. So the cool thing is it's going to give you a 3-color look, even though you're only using 2 heat transfer vinyls. Okay, makes sense? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we have that design done. Let's go ahead and let's make it look pretty cool. Krista said she's getting a little bit of lag. Everybody okay with the lag? I know we got a lot of you in here, so, and it's all going to depend, but once we do the recorded version, just depending on obviously your internet speed, but the recorded version will be perfect as well. I see most of you are okay. No lag, okay. Krista, no worries. If you're getting some lag, the recorded version will run perfectly smooth for you as well. All right, so let's go ahead and throw this on a shirt real quick. So again, a big benefit of the TRW Stone Wizard is to actually be able to give them a nice looking mock-up of that design, so it's going to look awesome. So let's say I wanted to put this onto a orange shirt, okay? Orange shirt, and they want some white glitter. I'll go to Magic Vinyl, change that to a white glitter, and we'll change the inside to a royal blue glitter. They want us to go on an orange tank top. Highlight my design. Now remember, the cool thing about this, when we put it on that orange tank top, the mom of 23 is going to be orange as well. So watch this. Go to mockups. Let's use our TRW logo. We're going to call this Baseball Mom Design. And we want to, you can add a watermark if you want. If you're using Rhinestones, you can simulate the stones. We're going to do a front design. We're going to click on this tank top right here. What it's going to do is it's not a cheesy looking drawing of a tank top. It's going to actually be an actual shirt of a tank top, so it's going to look awesome just like this. And remember, they said they wanted it to be orange. Well, let's give them an orange shirt and change the color to whatever you want, and check out how awesome this mock-up looks. So a perfect looking tank top, and then of course this right side, you want it to match the shirt, so change the color of that as well so it matches the shirt. All right? So pretty cool the way this is done here. Tom, I'm going to do a design here with stones in just a minute as well. We're going to run through a whole nother design as well, where I'll show an example with some stones. Roger, when you go to export, right now, Roger's saying when he exports the PDF file, we were having some issues with the PDF file through the export here. Just go File, Export the regular way through Corel Draw and see what that does for you. Okay, that is something we are currently working on. Where did you get the mock-up? Oh, how do we get the mock-up to the customer? Chris asked. Well, Chris, all you need to do is you can highlight this. You can go to export as a PNG file and email it directly to your customer. Go back to page 1. You have your original design. Once they're ready to purchase this design for you, you can highlight it, and then you can actually go to mock-ups. You can go, instead of just a front design, let's say you want a proof front, and click on that same tank top design. Now this time what it's going to do is it's going to send it to them as a, it's going to print up an actual proof sheet for you that has all the custom information as well that you're going to be able to enter. We did have a question, and here's the one with the proof sheet. So let's change the shirt to orange, and you can see it has the proof sheet with your customer's name, design name, shirt color, shirt size, shirt style, all your information, your customer information, and then to be able to sign off on it to be able to get the different questions. I'm trying to read some of the, we had a ton of questions coming through as I'm trying to talk, so obviously I can't talk and read very good at the same time. Guillermo had a, Guillermo, hey, I understand, Guillermo, it's okay, but we just want to show you what our software will do as well, so I appreciate that though. Karen asked, can you send it as an EPS file? Karen, the reason why I wouldn't send it as an EPS file is, for example, if they have another person or another designer or something that may actually do something or use Corel Draw or a different business, if you send them the EPS file, Karen, they could technically bring that file to another company, and it's going to make it easy for them to just recreate the file. I would always recommend always send proofs as a low resolution PNG file, and always make sure to put your watermark on it as well. That way, if they do go with another company, at least that way that other company has to recreate the entire file. You didn't do that work for them, okay? Okay, perfect. So now what I want to do is show you something else. So as many of you have seen, we came out with some new different, how many of you in here have you seen all the different sport fonts that we have now with the baseball laces and all the different cool things like that? What I want to show you is how easy it is also to actually do the different fonts like that. So watch this. Obviously, I'm creating a baseball design, mom of 23. Let's say I'm creating this for my wife. So I'm going to put Vassallo in here. I just typed out Vassallo. I'm going to do an impact font, IMP. I like to use the impact font. It's a nice bold font that you can see the name real good. Now I'm just going to duplicate that and type out 23. Okay? Now check this out. These are they're going to be very, very popular. Those of you that have already seen them and are probably already showing your customers, and I'm sure they're loving them as well, is if you purchase, let's say, for example, the baseball laces font on our website, it's an entire font, but it's also numbers. So check this out. There you go. If they had a different number, if they were number 46, you can just type out 46. It's going to have the baseball laces in it. Type out 23. Thomas asks, is there a standard size for name and numbers? Thomas, I usually like to get the name normally at the widest, about 9.7 to 10 inches wide. Diane, yes, they can all be purchased on the website. And just to let all of you know, if you aren't a member of the Crafting with Rhinestones and Vinyl Facebook page yet that we also run, we have a special going on there, and I'll talk about that a little bit more before we finish up here. So check out this baseball right here, and the numbers, Tom, you can see I have the numbers about 6.4 tall, okay? And again, I stretched them out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is check this out. The way that we created this font, when I go to the wizard in the Edit tab and I hit Two Color Magic Text, it's going to change it. Now, numbers are always going to be different. So you hit the Two Color Magic Text, you say, oh no, why did it do that and just duplicate on top of each other? It's just the way that keyboards are set up. So all you need to do is double click it, highlight the 2 and 3, now hold Shift and type 2, 3 again. And that's how it's going to fix that. Okay, that's just the way that computers are created. So anytime with numbers in our Two Color Magic Text, that's how it's going to fix that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get this looking pretty. Highlight the design, convert it to curves. We want to use it on the orange shirt, so we want to use the white glitter. The laces, of course, we want to use red, so we'll use, and let's use the electric red. Pretty cool looking red here. So electric red, and we'll use the white glitter for the number there again. Now, here's where, again, the wizard gets pretty cool. Oh, Thomas asked, can I do that again? Which part, Thomas? And I'll run through it again real quick. Let me go back a few steps. The number shift. You got it, buddy. Okay. So the number shift, and I'll show you both of them, Thomas, and everybody else here, just to give you an idea. So for example, let's say we were doing a high school and we typed out SHS, okay? So let me type it out in lowercase so you can see. I type out SHS. Now with all of our TrueType fonts, the way that we create it, if you go to the Edit tab and hit Two Color Magic Text, it's going to automatically fill. So there's your two cuts, you're completely done. Now this is that exact same font with numbers. But the way numbers are set up on your keyboard and your computer, what it only does is it just duplicates it, because it doesn't know to hold Shift and think that you're trying to do the @ sign for the number 2. So watch, here's your workaround for that. 23 two-color magic text. So you can see it basically just duplicated it on top of each other. All right. Now you just double click on it to edit that 23, hold shift and type 23. Now if I would have held shift and typed 24, it would have gave me the 4. So obviously you need to type in the same numbers that you have. So 23, and now you have what you want. Okay, makes sense, Thomas? Awesome. Okay, so now obviously we want to get these looking pretty. Highlight. Let's go ahead and convert to curves. Go to here. The black, we're going to use the white glitter, or the name, I mean. Let's say the numbers they want to use royal blue for the laces, just to match the front of the design. And let's say on the inside they did want to use the white glitter. Okay? Highlight the front of our design. Now this again is really cool, going to help you sell to your customers. Mock-ups, I'm doing the logo. This time I'm going to do a proof sheet, but I'm going to do front and back. Okay? Front and back. Highlight the entire design, but just only thing I'm highlighting is what I want to go on the front of the shirt. Okay? Thomas, no reason to be sorry, buddy. That's what I'm here for, and that's why we're having this webinar, is we want you to ask questions, and I want you to understand it, okay? So please, that's why I want as many of you as possible ask questions, and I want everybody to comprehend exactly what we're doing here. All right? Highlight the entire design, but just the front. So what I'm doing is I'm basically telling the program, hey, I want this to go on, whatever I have highlighted, put that on the front of the design. Whatever I didn't have highlighted, put that on the back of the design. So check this out. Highlight the front. This, it's got to be in your workspace now, okay? In your workspace, highlight what I want to go on the front. We're doing it on the tank top. I'm doing a proof front and back, remember. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on the actual tank top. Now what it's going to do is it's going to run through this, and it's going to look and say, okay, I want that to go on the front, and I want Vassallo 23 to go on the back, but not only on the back of that same shirt, and make it look good. So there you go. Perfectly aligned, perfect looking shirt. Change them both to orange because that's what they want, and check out how awesome that is. So now this is a custom proof sheet that you can send to your customer and say, hey, this is exactly what you're getting. Okay, so zoom in, there's glitter royal blue, the shirt showing through to make it look like a 3-color design, even though it isn't. You can even change this again to the orange if you want to make it look the same. You can even edit it around if you want, move that a little bit. So again, if you wanted this to be shown as the orange, you can click on that and move it up there a little bit just to show the same color as the shirt. But check out how awesome like the back of the shirt looks. It's got the wrinkles. It's an actual tank top. You can even see the tag through it a little bit. So it's a good representation of exactly what they're getting. So how many of you think that something like this would help you sell shirts, to be able to send them a awesome looking mock-up like this to be able to send to your customer? Yep, awesome, awesome, every single one of you. Guillermo did have a question as far as when is 3.0 available. I would like to purchase but would like the latest version. Okay, Guillermo, what we do, and just to explain to everybody real quick with our software, Guillermo, whether you were the very first person to ever buy the Wizard or the last person 15 years from now to buy the Wizard, everybody is going to always pay the same price. We want to be fair with everybody, and that's one thing I never liked about some softwares is when there's an upgrade or a new version, what would happen is you would pay another $100 or $300 or whatever it is, and you don't have really that much in upgrades in it. So what we do with our software is, for example, Guillermo, if you purchased the Wizard today for $279.99, okay, let's say 6 months from now we come out with the 3.0 and it has a bunch of awesome new features, okay? Well, the only thing you're ever going to pay is for those new features. You've already paid $279.99 for all these features that you have right now. You shouldn't have to pay more money for features that you already have, correct? So you'll always be able to stay in the current version that you have. or you'll have the ability to upgrade. So let's say when the 3.0 comes out and the overall price of the Wizard, because of all the awesome features that we add into it, goes up to, let's say, $349 or whatever it is, you're only going to pay the difference from the $279 to the current pricing. As far as when it is coming out, no, it's not going to be very soon, Guillermo. We still got a lot of work with the 3.0. We did just release the 2.09, which is actually a free upgrade, and that's added a couple features, added some different features with the mock-ups, and did a lot of different things with the exports. But again, something we didn't feel was something that was worth being an actual paid upgrade, so we just gave it to you all for free. Okay? But the 3.0, I would say we are for the actual 3.0 a while away. We may have an upgrade to the 2.1 before, at 2.09 right now, 2.1 before that at some point. Okay? All right, so let's delete this out, and I want to show you, we get a lot of questions with something like this. Okay? We got how to set the island. Okay, Diana, perfect question, exactly what I was getting ready. Diana had a question as far as setting the different islands, things like that. Michael also asked, do you continue to support all versions if you don't purchase the upgrade? Of course, Michael, and you're always going to have all of the tutorial videos, but we'll still support, for example, I think we actually don't have any current or we may have one or two actual current users that are still actually using the program daily of the 1.14, and I think we're over 1,000 something total users of the Wizard. So normally the upgrades, everybody does upgrade, but of course we'll still support the older versions as well. Okay, so with this one right here, what I want to do is we had a question on one of our Facebook pages with a design like this, so I'm going to show you something here, and we'll actually do a W design this time. We do the M a lot. So I want to show you some different ways of the different islands and how the islands work. And Krista asked that, and Diana just said, both of them just asked that, which is even better. So let's go. I did have what does division by zero mean on TTF? I'm not sure. Karen, what do you mean on that? I'm not positive. I'll keep going on this as you let me know. Okay, so let's go ahead and font, and I'm going to use that college black font again. So let's use this thicker college black font. We're going to do a W here, and I'm going to go to a size of 8 inches. Okay. Now, what I want to do, and what a lot of people like and what a lot of people love, is being able to do different designs where you can create outlines and you can create a different, like stones here, and then another outline of heat transfer vinyl. So it's like a mixture, but the stones fit perfectly between the two. Okay? Karen, yeah, shoot us an email or give a call to the office, and maybe someone will be able to hop on your computer and see what's going on, because I'm not positive. I haven't seen that, but if it is something that you're experiencing, definitely let us know and we can look into it, okay? Okay, so we got a W here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Wizard here in the Place and Fill tab. So I want my W, I want a row of stones on the outside of that, and then some heat transfer vinyl on the outside of that, but I want the stones to fit perfectly in there, okay? So what I'm going to do is a couple different steps, and I'm going to create some islands to the insides, to the outsides, and everything else. So watch this. I have my W, and I'm just going to change it purple so you see it, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do one island to the inside. Now, you can see my SS10 stone is 0.13 inches. So I'm just going to do a little math here and say, okay, 0.13 inches, so 0.065 inches would be exactly half of that, okay? So I want to go a little bit more than that because I don't want the stone touching on the edges. So just bear with me here and watch. So I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm going to go 0.075. So a little bit more than that 0.065 because I don't want the HTV touching the edge of the stones. So no stones added and island fill. So there's that island there, okay? Now I'm going to click back on my purple again, and I'm going to do it to the outside, the same amount, and island fill, okay? So I created one to the outside, one to the inside of that purple. Now if I clicked on that purple again and did a corner detect and did add stones to path, check that out. See how they fit in there perfect? Everybody see how I did that? And I'm going to go back again and I'll show you. Let me go back a few steps here. So we have our original W. I'm going to go 0.075 to the inside and do an island fill. And then the contour space, correct, Diana. And then 0.075 to the outside and island fill, half the stone size. It's actually a little more than half the stone size because we don't want the stone touching that line. Okay, so that's why instead of 0.065, I went to 0.075. So basically, the middle of my stone is going to be right there. I went a little bit further than half to the inside, a little bit further than half to the outside. So when the stone's placed there, they're going to be perfectly in the middle. Now, I'm going to go one more to the outside here. And this time I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. Let's go 0.12 to the outside island fill. So I'm going to change all my colors here just so everybody can see what we got going on. And green. So you can see we got a whole rainbow effect going on here. But watch what we can do now that we have this rainbow effect, okay? This is where it gets cool, and it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. And you're going to be able to make some pretty awesome designs for some schools and leagues and names for last names, things like that. So watch this. I'm going to go, and now what I'm going to do is, remember, my purple was my original. So that's where I'm going to add some stones, okay? So I'm going to click on my purple, and I'm going to hit add stones to path, but I want my stones to be brown, just to be a different color. So add stones to path, and see what we got now. So those added to the path nicely, okay? So we're all that. Everybody's got that? Everybody's with me so far? Good, good, good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my green. I'm going to hold shift, click on my blue and my yellow. So see how I have all three of those, but none of the stones? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit trim and grab my blue, take it out of there, delete it, and now we have green by itself, yellow by itself, and stones. Did everybody follow me there? Yeah? Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Oh, we got a lot of smart ones in here today because normally that's the hardest thing. Okay? So basically I had to trim it, and I'm going to go back and show you why I had to trim it. So for example, if I would have tried to pull the blue away right here, the yellow is just going to show there, and it's going to be putting stones directly on top of heat transfer vinyl. We need to get rid of that. So one more is add stones to a selected path, different than add stones. What are you seeing? What do you mean as far as add stones to selected? Add stones is when you're doing an island fill. Sorry. Yeah, Diana, when you're doing an island fill, that's when you're going to either add stones or not. This is just adding stones to whatever path you have selected. Okay, so green, shift. Does the order of what you, yeah, you always want to, Guillermo, I always just pick the top layer first and work back, Guillermo, as far as the order of selecting them. So trim out, grab our blue, delete that, and now we're perfect. Now what we can do is, first thing I want to do, remember when you do a corner detect, it's going to duplicate some stones, but I can see these are still on a path. So I want to break apart my stones, just highlight the entire design, and let's go ahead and clear my paths. And no problem, Susie, the trim feature is right up here at the top, right on the TRW toolbar. And when it's on, you'll see, watch, boom, boom, see trim right here. Okay? So now that I broke those apart, you can see all these stones are individual. I'm going to click on one stone, select same color, because remember when I did a corner detect, I know I need a laser pointer. Okay, so you can see it's going to have multiple stones in those corners. Just select on one brown, select all your brown stones, come over here and hit merge overlaps, and any overlapping stones it's going to fix. You'll also be able to see where you may need to go in and edit a few things. So I'm going to go there. Here I would actually probably just move that to the middle there. Let's see. Let's see if we can actually fit two. We can't fit two, so I would just move that to the middle there. Same thing over here, just move it to the middle, and you can actually use your arrows to nudge it over as well. And I would say we're looking good now. Okay, and then over here, let's add one more stone in there. Okay, so we're looking perfect now. These little outlines, I don't want those, so I'm just going to highlight the entire design and right-click on the X. So that got rid of all those outlines there. Now let's start making this look pretty for the customer. So we want to make this look good. Let's say we want to use green grass glitter, so we can go to our magic vinyl. We got green grass on the inside. We want light gold or we want gold on the outside. And then the stones we want to be in crystal. So select same color, crystal stones, highlight my design. If you want a quick little mock-up of it, you can go to your design prep, add a background, add a watermark, simulate stones, add a logo. You click on the add button there and it's already done. There's your watermark. There's your custom logo, simulated stones, and glitter. So something that easy to be able to create for a customer that you can send them. And then of course they want to see what it looks like on a shirt. Maybe they want it on a long sleeve shirt, whatever they want. You can go highlight the design, go to mockups. We're going to simulate stones. We're going to call this the W design. And we're going to put it on a front design long sleeve shirt. We're going to click on that long sleeve shirt. Now what it's going to do, process through and check out how awesome that is. Why not have it on an orange shirt? Or let's have it on a green shirt, purple shirt, blue shirt, whatever you want. Change the shirt color. Stone simulations, glitter vinyl, awesome looking design. Hey, let's take it to the next level. Magic bling. Let's make a couple different bling stars in here just so they know that it's rhinestones. Now it's shining for them. Okay? So pretty easy to be able to create a custom design like this, give an awesome looking mock-up, and I mean it looks like, and when you don't know the different features, I understand it can be difficult, but that's why we do these webinars, and that's why we have over 800 tutorial videos is, yes, we sell you the software, but we want you to be good at the software because we know that's how you're going to make money. That's how your business is going to be profitable, is knowing the software, being able to create custom designs on your own. Even though we have over 5,000 downloadable files on our website that can make some things easier for you, we might not have a perfect W like this that you want. So we want you to be able to knock that out in 5-10 minutes. You're going to charge them a $20 custom design and setup fee. So you charge them the design and setup fee, and there you go. Frank, 2 different sizes with the magic bling. If I just click, it's going to make it larger. If I hold shift and click, it's going to make a smaller one. So quick little hint there as far as to be able to get different size blings. If you hold shift, it's going to make a smaller bling. Awesome, awesome. Okay, and we are having some more questions come in here. In that example, could you have just 2 islands spaced accordingly to the outside of the original design and got the same result? Yes, you could have. The reason why I go to, Michael, I see what you're saying now. Just instead of going to the inside of that original one, you would actually have to go 1, 2, 3, probably 4, because 1's going to be deleted where the stones are going to go, and then you need 2 for the outside here. But yes, you can. The reason why I don't do that, Mike, and I start out to the inside is for this area right here. If I would have gone another layer to the outside, all of this would have kind of gotten combined together and it wouldn't have looked as much like a W. So that's why I started to the inside, because I've done the W before, and I know that that would eventually combine and it doesn't look as good. Watermark. Guillermo asked about the watermark. Yeah, you can add the watermark at any time, Guillermo, even in different locations. So let's say, and you can change the transparency. So if I wanted a watermark on the W right here, I can add it after the fact. You can see a watermark there. I can add it to the entire thing if I want. You can see a watermark there. If you want the watermark to be seen even more, you can change it. I mean, I'll make this ridiculous, 50%, and add watermark. You can see how much it takes away from the image, or you can make it very faint and go like 92% transparency, add a watermark, and now it doesn't take away from your actual design. Now do you use sticky flock for the rhinestones? Yes. So to do the color separations on this template, very easy. I'm just going to click here to show you the stones. I'll change them to jet black so you can see them real quick. Highlight the design, templates, create TRW magic templates, and you're done. That easy. What you're going to do is you're going to mirror the heat transfer vinyl part of the design. So right up at the top, just hit mirror. Mirror that, cut this with your sticky flock and your vinyl cutter, and you're good to go. Karen, we don't have the WinPC anymore. But for WinPC, all you're going to do, because we don't have that actual software, you're going to have to save it as a EPS or SVG file and then bring it into the WinPC software to be able to cut it from there. Now, what type of vinyl cutter do you have, Karen? Puma 3. Okay, so you should be able to get the Great Cut software, and then you don't even have to be in WinPC at all. I'm in X7, so they haven't released the X7 version of it yet, but you would just go to Export. You would go to GCC right here and do it for X6. Okay, yeah, Karen, same thing. When you give a call to the office, have them look at that as well, as far as the X6 and the macro for it, and they can take a peek at that. Okay, recap, suggested design size for the back. For the back of the shirt, Laverne, we normally go about 9.8 to 10 inches wide for the name, if it's a longer name. So don't stretch out a name like Smith to 10 inches wide, because that would be way too big. It's going to take away from your design. Okay. Okay, so I have 2 minutes left. I want to show you one more thing real quick, and just a way to make your life a little bit easier in the weeding process, especially with some of these new fonts that we have. And I created a video on it as well, but we haven't actually released the video yet. So watch, if I did just the word peace here real quick. So this is a TrueType font that we recently released, and it's our TRW flower font. So you can see this is a TrueType font right here that has the trapping method built in. So another way, just to try and save you some time when you're actually weeding and with the magic trap, is watch this. The spacing looks good on this. I mean, it looks nice, but a way that you can get it the actual design a little bit bigger and get this to weed a little bit easier is check this out. If I go to the Edit tab and I just hit the left arrow here, and see how it's tightening it up. But what it's also doing, and most of you are going to think, oh no, I can't do that, is watch. Let's go behind the scenes and see how these are overlapping right there, overlapping right there, overlapping right there. Okay, well watch, I can even bring it in a little bit more. So they're overlapping in those different spots. But the thing is check this out. This is actually going to make it easier for you in the weeding process if you do it this way. So first thing you need to do before you weld it together is do the two-color magic text. So two-color magic text, there's your two cuts, right? Now with the black, again, let's go behind the scenes. With the black, we got that overlap. Well, watch. I'm going to select just the black, and I'm going to hit weld. Now when I go behind the scenes, check it out. Those are welded together. It's going to make the weeding process of that black a whole lot easier for you. and you can see when I move it like this, a whole lot easier for you. And now you can make the design a little bit bigger because you can make it a little bit taller, bring it out to that 9.7 inches. We can convert it all to curves, and now we can use some pretty bright colors if we want to for this. So if we went to our magic vinyl, and let's just say we did a yellow glitter on the outside and then a bright fuchsia pink Easyweed, like a mixture of the two, went to mock-ups here and we threw this onto a front design of a tank top real quick. We don't need to simulate any stones, and you'll be able to see what this looks like using the glitter and a font like that. But you can type out any business name, you can do it. Yeah, it works on the laces. Any of these different fonts that we have, it'll work as far as getting them closer together like that. And then let's say you wanted it yellow, or let's change it to a different color so it stands out a little bit more. But check out how easy that was and how cool it looks to be able to create something that easy with this font, and you already have your cut. So all we did was type it out, highlight the design, go to templates, create our TRW magic templates. What we want to do is we want to make sure that it runs through there, highlight it, and we can go ahead and mirror it. And these are ready to cut. Cut them, weed them, and press it on the shirt. You're done. You just created a custom design that quick. Okay? Okay, perfect. Well, again, thank you all very, very much for coming. I wanted to do something a little bit different with this one instead of just a basic overview, because I wanted to show all of you kind of different things you can do and how easy it is with different Trw type fonts to be able to do stuff and to be able to create something like this. Like we typed out piece there real quick, but it could have been a business name. It could have been anything you want. Someone comes in and wants a custom shirt with this font. You can charge, I mean, if you want, you could charge a custom design and setup fee, and then obviously your shirt cost, create it that quick, and it's going to be awesome for you, and you're going to obviously make money, but more importantly, you're going to save time in creating that design while you're making money. So again, thank you all very, very much for coming. Frank did ask, will there be more advanced classes? Yes, Frank, we are going to start having some more advanced classes as well. We have a few intermediate ones coming up. I know, especially once we get done with this main part of our show schedule, we have SGIA Las Vegas coming up soon. So any of you that are in the Las Vegas area, make sure to stop by and check us out in Vegas. Any of you in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, we're going to have our Charlotte show. But just to give you an idea of some different shows, I think we have 20, maybe 23 shows booked for next year. So I know a couple new cities that we're hitting next year too as well. So we'll probably be somewhere around you guys. Might be a few areas. And Susan, yes, I think ISS is actually going to do a Seattle show. I've never been to Seattle, but I hope they do, and we will be in Seattle for the ISS show. So pretty sure they are. Haven't confirmed it yet, but as soon as they do confirm that, then I will definitely let you know. I'm not sure anything on dates or time yet, Susan, but we'll let you know as soon as we know, okay? Okay, and then real quick before everybody leaves, just to let you know, the Crafting with Rhinestones and Vinyl page, that's this page right here, okay? We are having currently right now a 24-hour sale. It's all day today. It expires at midnight tonight, okay? 30% off all download files and 50 gross of Korean low lead rhinestones for the price of a 25 gross. All you need to do is go to the page. We'll accept you right away. All you need to do is go, and it's a closed group. So it's all of the TRW crew members in there. It's a closed group, but definitely go by, get on to that page. For the next, until midnight tonight, you'll be able to get a 50 gross for the price of a 25 gross in the Crystal SS10 Korean low lead stones. And then you'll also be able to get 30% off the download files for the rest of the day today. Okay? And then we will also, those of you who are watching this as a recorded version, those different coupons are expired by now, so I'm sorry for that. But come check us out live, and then you'll get the benefits of all that stuff. Carrie asked, do we have one-on-one tutorials? Carrie, yes. Yes, as in not yet, sorry. Yes, we do plan on that. Starting this coming up year, we have a whole plan that we're putting in place with actual live trainings here in Florida. We're going to do some trainings on the road. We're also going to do some different one-on-one type screen share trainings that can be purchased as actual one-on-one training. So that is something we do plan on offering. Once we get that all in place and figure everything out with it, we'll definitely let everybody know. All right? Okay, perfect. Well, again, thank you all very, very much for coming. We appreciate all of you. As you know, this is my favorite part of everything. My favorite part is getting on here and doing these webinars and helping you guys as much as possible, because nothing makes me happier is when you guys email or post on the Facebook page that you created a design by yourself and you're so excited, or you have a 100 shirt order or a 10 shirt order or your first order ever, and you're just building and starting to build the business. So that's what makes me happy. That's why I do all of these webinars. That's why we share as much as we can. And we did just do another TRW lab. Did anybody see the new TRW lab yet, or the image for that? We just did a new TRW lab. It's a pretty cool one. We did a wine glass and a wine bottle that looks pretty awesome. And I'm going to see if I can pull an image for you real quick here, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me go to the Rhinestone World Facebook page here real quick. And we created a video on it, of course, but here it is. Awesome. Let me pull this over here. So this is what we did in the TRW lab here today. And we're going to post the video. It might already be posted, but you can see we did the rhinestones on the wine glass right here, and then we did the rhinestones on the actual wine bottle. Can you guys see the image or no? No? No, can't see. Why can't you see? Hold on. Let me try something else here. Oh, yes, you can see now? Okay. All right, perfect. So this is what we did. We're going to post the video on our YouTube channel here in a little while. It might already be posted. And it walks you through the entire process of me doing this. We actually tried it with super glue as well. And the Bling Anything material worked a whole lot more. Okay? All right, perfect. Well, again, thank you all very, 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 very much for coming and taking time out of your day. If you do have any questions, of course, make sure to call us, make sure to email us, post on the Facebook page, post on the Crafting with Rhinestones and Vinyl Facebook page. You can even email us directly on the TRW app. If you don't have our app yet, you can watch all the videos, purchase everything on the app. We have different giveaways and specials for app users only. So definitely check them all out. But any questions, make sure to give us a call. The number's 9. Oh, wait, before I go, real quickly, everybody in here, you learned at least one thing new today, one thing that's going to help your business. You know, I got to ask every time. At least one thing, and awesome. Yes, I'm seeing all the yeses pile in. Perfect. That's my goal of every webinar, is I hope that you learn 100 things, but eventually, if I can teach you everything, it might come to a point that you don't learn one thing and you're a wizard. So that's what we're hoping for. Okay? So again, thank you all very much. If you have any questions, make sure to give us a call. Number's 941-755-1696. This is Matt and Daniel, and I think Rudy's over there with the rhinestoneworld.com, and you guys have a great day.